to a real feel-good story. And by Jove, don't we need one at the moment? And the Prince of Wales has carried out his first official engagements since his wife revealed her cancer diagnosis. Well, William has been in West London today visiting a charity that tackles food poverty. He then visited a youth centre that receives food from that charity. And for more on that and also new revelations involving Prince Harry, I'm joined by the royal broadcaster and commentator Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. Rafe, always an absolute joy to have you on the show. So Will's putting on his bravest face, his best foot forward. A magnificent first appearance today.
Yes, absolutely great to see His Royal Highness returning to limited public duties as planned after his children returned to school following the Easter holidays. And it's going to be very good news, of course, for the royal family, because they've obviously been severely understaffed in recent weeks following the King and the Princess of Wales having to both temporarily take a step back from royal duties whilst undergoing cancer treatment. Prince William's last official engagement was actually on March the 19th when he went to Sheffield for his Homewards Homelessness project. You may have known last week Prince George and Prince William were both spotted at an Aston Villa game in Birmingham, which they seem to be enjoying very much. But I'm also already seeing a lot of people actually interpreting today's activities very positively, because they believe that it means that the Princess of Wales is clearly feeling well enough for Prince William to resume his public duties. As you say, he started today by going to an organisation called Surplus to Supper, where he met volunteers. He helped to load trucks with food and then jumped into one of those trucks to help distribute it to local groups. He then put on an apron and was preparing meals and chatting with local employees about how food waste can be eliminated and used to try to help food poverty. So this really is an issue that's close to his heart. And even though he's doing limited public duties, he's trying to make sure that those few things he is doing right now are really very important to him and his mission.
And Rafe, there were some lovely pictures on the screen there for our viewers. Rachel Candapper, who's a 71-year-old volunteer, she shook the prince's hand. She asked, "Can I shake your hand?" And he said, "Yes, you can." And she said, "I loved it. He was very down to earth. I'm never washing my hands again." Well, I hope that's not true, because you work in the food sector. But moving swiftly onwards, over the pond, meanwhile, the Ginger Whinger has some news.
Yes. So Prince Harry has now finally admitted, or accepted the fact, I should say, that he is living in America. So there were documents filed with Companies House, which is a legal requirement relating to his travel tourism or sustainable tourism firm Travelist. And in there, he has updated his permanent residency to show that he actually lives in America. Now, of course, that makes common sense. He has to have a residence. He's clearly not living in Britain any longer. But although these documents were just filed on Wednesday, the date of the residency change was actually backdated to June the 29th, which was coincidentally or not coincidentally the date upon which he was asked by the King to vacate Frogmore Cottage. Now, probably an entirely accurate thing to do, but it might also be seen as a swipe, perhaps, against his father and brother for forcing him out. Because, of course, he had hoped to maintain a base in the UK. Those hopes were dashed when he was forced to leave Frogmore Cottage, which had been a wedding gift to him and Meghan from the Queen. And when the King took Frogmore Cottage back from him, it was said to have made him deeply wounded by that. But it had to be done because, Harry couldn't be half in and half out of the royal family. After he decided to leave, and after his continued, the attacks on the royal family, it was quite simply impossible to allow him to maintain a residence in a royal property in the UK. And clearly his deliberate offers of help to the royal family while the King and the Princess of Wales are recovering weren't taken up. So it seems as if now he finally has accepted that he is firmly outside of the royal family, and therefore perhaps setting up a residency in America makes the most sense.
Superb stuff, Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. So the strawberry blonde prince will probably stay in California making strawberry jam with Meghan. Thanks for joining us on the show. Always an absolute pleasure.